Welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is The Green Show. I'm here with Kian, Ethan and Lenny, and we're going to be taking you through all the action in the EFL over the last 2 weeks. So, should we start with the Championship?
Indeed we shall.
And the team that's been doing well, Bristol City.
Yeah, they're on a run at the minute, and it's a team that you'd think are mid-table. They're always they're like Preston, they're 10th, 11th every season. Now they're pushing for playoffs.
Yep.
With a good young side.
Only out of the playoffs by 6 goal difference. They're
I know,
on the same amount of
11
points as West Brom.
Yeah.
It's mental. They've got a really good young squad, and it's just so good to see them not mid-table for once. It's a bit different.
That's the thing. You kind of look at Preston and Bristol, I'd say, as like mid-table friends. Like they're always 12th, 13th around there.
Well, to be fair, Preston are pretty mid. Like they are generally I'd say the most mid-table.
Well, they're 15th at the moment, so they're on mid-table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott Twine for Bristol. He's been
a game changer.
He's been unreal.
He was always good. It was Hull that he was at, wasn't it, for a bit?
Yeah, he was at Hull.
He was very good there, and he's carried it on for Bristol
MK
City.
Dons
MK is where he made
his.
his.
Good there.
But no, I also like Yanis Mehmeti. Mehmeti, is it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Former Wickham, really good player. They've got a young midfield. They've got Jason Knight. They've got Max Bird, 2 former Derby youngsters. And we all know Derby's academy is actually quite good.
It's a very
That's rare
promising.
From you. That's rare from you.
It's a very promising young team, though. It's not just that they're good at the moment. They're actually very promising. A lot of those players look like they could go on and become like really, really.
Do you reckon they could go? Do you reckon they could go up?
It all, as we've said many times on this show, it all depends on form.
Yeah.
If they manage to sneak into that playoffs in the last week and they've won their last 5 games, they've got every
Form
chance.
is with them.
Yeah.
But if they get into the playoffs and they've lost the last 3 games and they've only just remained there, they'll go out in the semis.
It's because the top 4 is so pretty nailed on, being Leeds, Sheffield, Burnley, and Sunderland. It's just the Coventry,
in that
West
order
Brom.
as well, I'd say probably.
I
I mean, I'd quite like Middlesbrough to go up.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to know who's going to go up because those Burnley and Sunderland, it all depends on form. Obviously, Burnley don't concede many. I know they conceded this week, which is the first time in I think 12 games.
Yeah.
But Sunderland have been up and down. Coventry are on a good run. West Brom aren't in the best form, and Bristol City are in good form, we've just said. But any of those teams, I don't really know which one's going to pick it up and win it.
On paper, to get top 6 is obviously the 4 you've just mentioned. On paper, it should be West Brom and Middlesbrough. They've got the best squads. West Brom have got one of the best strikers in the Championship in Adam Armstrong.
You don't think Coventry, they've always been pushing up there?
On paper, though.
Yeah, no,
on paper,
I wouldn't argue. But
West Brom have a better squad than Coventry.
I would say so as well.
Like,
but
I would say Middlesbrough as well.
Middlesbrough as well. Like, you've got Ben Doak, Morgan Whittaker on the wings. Obviously, they've lost Latte Laugh now, but Hayden Hackney in midfield. So
I think we have to talk about the playoff race, because between 5th and 11th there is 4 points.
Yeah, which
is obviously always the case at this stage in the Championship season, because it's probably one of the most competitive leagues in the world.
Yeah,
but this season it's particularly exciting because no one can predict it. I mean, I'd even say Norwich have an outside shout of getting into it in 11th.
I mean,
I don't think they will, but they've got an outside
Watford
shout.
do. I'd say Watford have no chance.
I don't think Watford.
I rate them under cleverly though. I didn't
they're
think
too.
I don't think
they're quite.
Have you ever seen Watford play?
Not live, but
Mate, they're
very questionable. I've been a few times this
they're
season.
so inconsistent.
They're capable of pulling off some good results.
Yeah,
not consistent enough to get into the playoffs.
No, exactly.
I don't think they will. I don't think they
enough
will.
to
But
win
I think they've got a shout. Any of those teams in that thing, all they need to do is find some form and go on a run.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them twice this season.
We're seeing them next week,
mate. Seen them at Preston, which they were poor. So Osmagic coming up with a goal. I think 2 actually. Then again at Leeds, where they were tragic at Leeds. I mean, Leeds were absolutely rampant. But then again, getting spanked 4-0 at home to Leeds is kind of what you expect. Because I don't think Watford's form has been that good, to be fair. I mean, they did drew against Sunderland, lost 4-0 against Leeds, 1 against Borough, and then 1 against Luton.
That's what I mean. Inconsistent. They're just
they don't pull their form together, but they are a good team when they play well, I think. I mean, I know you can say that about a lot of teams, but they are good when they're good, especially under Cleverly. He's because you've seen obviously the Watford board love sacking managers, but
I mean,
Watford fans have been protesting against them doing that because they're saying Cleverly needs to stay because he's exciting and promising, which I think tells you everything you need to know.
I think one team we do need to talk about though in that playoff race is the form team at the minute, Coventry. I think it's 10 of their last 11.
Yeah, I think
I say the only game was Leeds.
I read a thing on their thing. I think it's the first time
unbeaten. Sorry,
it's the first time they've done that in a long time. I think is what is it? Well, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 games unbeaten in 11. I think that was on their page, a statistic that's the first time they've ever done that in their history. I mean, Lampard, is he doing a good job? Would you say?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Of course he is.
But they've only lost 3 games this year, and one's against Ipswich in the cup, which you're kind of bound to lose. So 2 league games, which is against Leeds and Norwich.
I think Lampard just gets too much disrespect.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Did
good at Derby.
Did good at Derby. Did all right at Chelsea.
But should he have got Derby promoted? Wouldn't you say? With the squad they had,
he got to the playoff final.
Got to the final, and that
it was 90 minutes away.
That Villa squad was better.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing he really could have done.
Maybe, yeah, but it was a very good.
I mean,
squad.
They shouldn't have finished 6th. They should have finished higher than 6th.
Yeah.
They only got playoffs on the last day because they beat West Brom on the last day.
So do you think Coventry's up-turning form then? Is it purely down to Lampard, or is there anything else? Obviously, they've changed their goalkeeper because Brad Collins.
Dovin's been playing all season.
Has he?
Yeah, Dovin's.
Because I remember earlier in the season, Coventry fans were complaining about Brad Collins. Are you sure? I don't know if he started.
I'm pretty sure Dovin's been playing all
I don't know if they played the first. If he played the first few games. Yeah, he played the first 10 games. Brad Collins, because Dovin's played 25 and there's been 35. So at least they've changed the keeper now, because he was a big problem, I think, for them. He wasn't doing very well. But Sakamoto had a goal and an assist in their last game against Oxford. He's come into form.
I mean, the signing Matt Grimes in January.
It's a good signing.
That's a statement.
Although he did have a poor game in his last game, 6.7 rating.
I don't think you can always go. No, but
they've been very good. They're playing a back 3 of Bidwell, Kitchen, and Thomas at the moment. So
obviously, I think their transfer business has been excellent this season. Obviously, just mentioning Matt Grimes, brought in Jamie Patterson, experienced Championship winger. It's a thing with Coventry. They always start off poorly, and just second half of the season they just excel. You saw that,
but that's the half you want to be good.
Yeah,
of the playoffs.
I mean, you saw that in the season they got to play a final. Obviously, lost to Luton. The season they had Gyökeres and Gustavo Hamer. They were right down in the bottom half in the start of the season, and then made their way all the way to the playoff final, which was impressive enough, and they could do it again. They honestly could.
I know you said the teams around them, a lot of them have better squads, but would you not say Coventry are one of the better midfields in the Championship? Because I would, because they've got Sheaf, Torp, and Grimes now as well.
But you got to think Middlesbrough have a midfield of Hayden Hackney, probably one of the most.
I'd probably take the Borough midfield.
Yeah, I mean the Borough midfield is another very good one, but they've got Grimes, Sheaf, and Torp, and Eccles as well. It's not bad, and Rodoni. All 5 of them are very good.
I think I'm still taking midfielders because Middlesbrough's because Hayden Hackney. I think
Hayden Hackney
needs to be in the Premier League.
Well, hopefully.
A lot of their players need to be. I mean, they've got Whittaker, Finazaz. I mean, they've got Ian Atcher, who's a proven Prem striker, and it's on loan. He was crap last season.
The only thing for Middlesbrough, for me, it's like
they've lost the last 3 games.
Yeah, and obviously they're not in great form. They lost Latte Laugh in January, which is, I think, the biggest problem. Won against Derby at the weekend.
I mean, but it took them an 80th minute goal, and
but they should have been ahead at half time. Look at the stats.
But it seems to be a game they struggled to actually score, and it's obviously a part of it.
You wouldn't think though, because they've got such a strong attack. Like I said, Finazaz, Morgan Whittaker, Ben Doak. That attack should be firing at the minute. It should be.
Is that down to Carrick, do you think?
Not necessarily. I think it's just...
I've seen a load of people asking for him to get sacked.
I've seen Ian Atcher's apparently been a big part of the problem. Apparently he's missed a bunch of chances. Like every time I listen to the radio and they're talking about Middlesbrough, they're saying, and Kelechi, Ian Atcher has been rubbish again. Which he was last season as well, so it's
that's why they got Whittaker, I guess. I mean, he scored what?
But Whittaker's a winger, isn't he?
Yeah, but he scored 3 this. I think he's playing at number 10 role.
Winger 10, actually.
But that's the thing, he might be creating more, and if the players in front of him are missing the chances, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, I think that was also a really good move on Whittaker's part.
Oh, it's very good.
Like, I think where Plymouth are now.
I was going to talk about this. With Luton, there's now a 5-point gap to Cardiff in 21st.
Yeah, they're not.
Are the relegation zone confirmed now?
It's not.
Luton, Plymouth, and Derby.
Well, the thing is, Derby are what?
Derby are gone.
Derby are gone.
Derby is 7 points.
But Plymouth and Luton, are they gone? There's a 5-point gap to Cardiff for Luton, who are in 22nd.
Luton, they just don't look interesting. Like Luton,
I mean, they won at the weekend, so they could.
Their next game's at away to Burnley though. So it's
Cardiff have only lost one in the league in their last 5. They're in decent form. They've picked up 5 points,
and that was
in their
Burnley,
last 5
wasn't
games.
But,
and the loss was to Burnley, and they scored,
Watford,
which no one's done in 12 games against Burnley.
Yeah.
Which, can we just say, by the way, that is absolutely outrageous. Going 12 games without conceding a goal. That is ridiculous.
That is very good.
Yeah, but it's all well and good doing that, but they're not scoring enough.
No, I know, but it is still ridiculous from their defenders that they've managed to keep that record for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, Cardiff scored against them. I think Cardiff are probably safe now.
I tell you what,
they've looked good going forward.
I watched Cardiff's FA Cup game against Aston Villa because I did a TikTok live for it, so check us out on TikTok. Had to plug it, bro. I really like their striker, Salech, signed in January.
He scored
against
Burnley.
He
scored against Burnley.
Scored against Burnley. Didn't score against Villa because Cardiff didn't score against Villa.
Yeah.
But I remember I think it was his debut against Millwall. I believe it was his debut. He got like a 90th minute equaliser, and he's just been scoring goals ever since. He's really impressive, and that's what Cardiff. I know they've got Callum Robinson. He's had a good season, but in a way they were lacking that other striker, and they were lacking goals. So I think bringing Salech in was a brilliant bit of business, and they've got a really good player, and he was causing Villa problems when he got subbed on.
So do you think Luton and Plymouth are down then, with that team being above them?
I still want...
Not confirmed, but like, would you say they're definitely the most likely team?
I think Derby and Plymouth are, but I still think Luton have a chance.
But then who goes down?
I was going to say, who goes down if
because
Luton
Hull, Stoke, Cardiff are all on the same points.
36.
I could see Stoke.
I would love Stoke to go down.
I could see
Stoke to go down.
I could see Stoke going down. I know
they've got 4 points in their last 5.
I know they've got Mark Robbins, who's an excellent manager at Championship level, but their squad is awful. Yeah. It's not good enough.
If you look at the games they've lost to Middlesbrough, which is fair enough. They've lost to Norwich, again, fair enough. And Bristol City, fair enough.
The Stoke.
Yeah, but those 3 teams, you wouldn't expect Stoke to beat comfortably anyway. Like you'd expect them to struggle against them. Only 2 of those were one was at home because they beat Swansea.
You say Middlesbrough, but this is an out of form Middlesbrough who hadn't won for about 6 games.
Yeah, but again, I still wouldn't. I'd still expect Middlesbrough to win. It's like I still expect Man City to beat most teams down the bottom end of the table when they're doing badly in the Prem.
I mean, Stoke fans are like, they're always wanting their manager out. They did that with Narcis Pelic, which probably was the right decision in the end.
Yeah. I don't think they want Mark Robbins out though. I think
I don't think they will eventually, mate. Trust me. No, but they're always moaning about their director, obviously former player John Walters. They're complaining about him not doing a good enough job. But Stoke fans need to realise their team is not good.
Yeah. I mean, their next run of games is pretty tough. Yeah. Coventry, Blackburn, Millwall, QPR.
Well, that could be decisive, potentially.
Yeah.
If Luton pick up points, I think Stoke are in big trouble. Because I think Cardiff stay up. I think Cardiff have enough.
I think Hull as well with Ruben Selles.
But then Stoke have also got Luton, Cardiff back to back, which could be...
Those are massive games. Yeah. I think if whoever wins that Stoke v Luton... That could be very decisive, but
I just think
I said the same about Hull beat Plymouth last night, and Hull won it 2-0, and it's pushed them further away. And if Plymouth had won that game, perhaps we wouldn't be having this conversation because there'd only be a 2-point gap. In fact, it might even be a 1-point gap.
I think I'm being a bit harsh on Stoke. I think they do have quality, like Johansson, who's brilliant goalkeeping.
They've always had good goalkeepers.
Wouter Berger, midfielder, quality, probably going to be in the Premier League. Other than that, who have they got?
Like got, really, a good. I can't remember who it is. They got a good defender. I'm trying to think who it is.
Wilmot.
But they've always had good goalkeepers. Stoke, I think they've always had good keepers. Like they had Jack Butland as well.
Yeah. On their squad.
They've got
Ash Phillips is all right.
Who's on? Kumas. He's quite good. And Al Hamadi.
I don't rate Al Hamadi. I do not rate him. I think he's crap.
Do you not?
No, I just don't rate him.
Interesting. I think he's quite good, especially at this level. I think in the Premier League he's not good enough, but
American will be flying in League One.
He has only got 1 goal for Stoke, to be fair. But yeah,
how many games?
Pardon?
How many games?
5.
Oh wow,
it's not all.
It's not terrible.
You say it like he's played like 30 games this season. Oh, he's only scored 1 goal. They're all going, yeah, he's bad. He's only played 5.
I have feeling Stoke go down. Honestly.
Right, do we have anything else on the Championship, or do we want to move on to League One?
We can move on to League One.
Well, I just hope Luton go down. That's literally all it is.
Yeah. Right, well, with League One, we're recording this on the Wednesday. It'll come out tomorrow, so Thursday. But Tuesday night, Birmingham lost.
Get in.
3-1 to Bolton Wanderers.
They're still going to win the league.
They're
still going up.
They took the lead and then they bottled it.
Did you see
They're
what?
still going up, yeah, but
Did you see what their Twitter admin tweeted? He was like, "Our run of 19 games unbeaten comes to an end." It's like you don't have to always. Oh, look at me! We went on 19 unbeaten. Shut up! You lost to Bolton. It's. Oh, I just
play a game.
Bro's rattled by the Brummies.
You know, I know, but play a game in a division of the same quality as you, and then have that record.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impressive. Like having the likes of I know Stansfield's injured at the moment.
He's back now.
Oh, is he? But
he was on the bench.
They've got Alfie May as backup striker.
No, Alfie
who's
May,
ridiculous at that level.
Yeah,
He scored like 35 goals for Charlton or something. Their defence is great. Their whole team is great. They're too good for this division, and it's being proven by the fact that they are now.
Just hate
9 points clear. 9 points clear with the game in hand.
Yeah,
I just hate how they're so like. Yes, they're top of the league, so they can be, but they're so up their own arse about it. They're so.
Well, they are on track to break the points record.
Yeah.
I read earlier.
Oh,
their projected points.
They should have.
Yeah, but you look at other teams that go down and struggle and don't come up.
Yeah, but this is different. This is different though.
Wolves have a point record in League One apparently.
This is different though. Birmingham spent ridiculous amounts of money, 15 million on Jason.
Money, you might as well spend.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah,
I don't know. You
can't knock that.
But it sounds to me a bit like Birmingham's in his head.
Yeah,
no,
but Birmingham.
No, I'm the one.
What's your issue with Brum?
Bro, I'm the one who rattled their. I'm the one who rattled their fan base.
Is that the hate what's coming?
But there's there is a team that I more specifically wanted to talk about in the promotion race, which is Charlton.
Yeah.
So they had a massive game on Saturday against Leyton Orient, who were obviously pushing for the playoffs as well. They were 1-0 down. They scored in the 92nd to make it 1-1, and the 97th to win 2-1 and push themselves into 5th place. They've backed it up by beating Barnsley at home last night. They're now into 5th. They're 2 points clear of Bolton in 7th. Can Charlton do it?
I
hope not.
They've got form. They've won 4 of their last 5.
I'm just not a big fan of Charlton.
I quite like them. Me and Lenny went to their stadium the other day. It's a lovely stadium.
Yeah,
it belongs in a higher league.
Yeah. They were a Premier side for years.
I know, but they've got a good team as well. I think.
I know Wilcox might hate me, so sorry, Josh, mate. But
they've got a great manager for League One level.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm surprised.
I know you can criticise his time at Southampton, and you can criticise the way his team plays. But for League One, he's a quality manager, Nathan Jones.
They've, in the last 11 games, they've won 9, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1, which was to Birmingham. That's a ridiculous run.
On that note about Nathan Jones, were you surprised that he went to the League One side? Charlton?
I was.
Because they weren't a playoff contender when he went there.
You just saw division.
You would think he would have gone Championship, at least.
Considering how well he was doing at Luton.
Yeah, because he did an unbelievable job at Luton. It's the only place he goes where he does a good job. But now that's been disproven at Charlton.
He might have to go back to Luton when they go into League One next year.
No, but they've had a very good squad. I think they've been very good defensively as well. They haven't conceded too many goals. If you look at a lot of their games, they don't concede a lot in most games. And they've got a young squad as well. So if they if they go up, they'd probably have a decent chance of staying up. But obviously, you've got to beat the likes of Wrexham, Stockport, and Huddersfield in the playoffs, which is going to be a tall ask for any team. But they are currently the form team.
I mean, unpopular opinion, I want Wrexham to go up.
Really?
You do?
I want Wrexham to go up.
I don't want to play Wrexham next season.
I think they'll go up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bro, can you imagine that?
I'd love Wrexham to go up.
Can you imagine that?
That's actually a big possibility. Leicester City playing Wrexham away next season.
Leicester were title winners a few years ago. Wrexham were in the National League.
Oh my God. I can't think about this anymore. No, right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about who might come up because now I'm panicking about who we're going to have to play. I did want to say to someone
on Charlton, I think they've got the perfect mix in terms of youth and experience. They've also got Matty Godden up front. He scored a lot of goals. I think it's 10 goals. He was brilliant in the Championship a few years ago. They've just got that really good mix, and I think that's what you need. You don't want a squad that's too old, or you don't want a squad that's too inexperienced and young. I think Charlton just have that perfect mix.
Yeah, 10 goals for Godden this season. But yeah, Leyton Orient have had a bit of a drop off. I mean, they've had very hard games.
Do you not like Orient?
I'm not a big fan of Orient.
You don't like any of the London teams?
No.
Believe it or not, he supports Southampton.
Do you like Millwall?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Millwall.
Oh, okay.
Love Millwall. Love that.
But yeah, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Yeah. I know they beat Wrexham, which was a massive win away from home. They also
lost to Rotherham.
But they lost to Bolton, they lost to Birmingham, they lost to Charlton, they lost to Rotherham. Rotherham's the only one of that you look at them beating comfortably. The other 3 are they're very tough games. Bolton obviously have gone and beaten Birmingham. Birmingham are top of the league by far, and Charlton are their playoff contenders, but they don't seem to have the bottle.
They've got Northampton.
They've got Northampton next,
so
which is a game they very much should be winning.
I hope they lose. I mean, I know someone that went up to Rotherham, so I'm glad that he got to witness a 1-0 loss.
No, I like Leighton. I like a lot of the London teams. Because, especially with it being local. But Reading is still in and around the playoffs as well. They've dropped off a bit. They've dropped off to 8th place. The relegation battle in League One. It's kind of a bit more open. Burton are only 3 points off Bristol Rovers.
Cambridge winning 2 games since the last episode.
But they did also lose to Stevenage.
I think did they not have a change in manager?
Yeah, Gary Monk.
They have Neil Harris in charge now. He's done a good job.
Neil Harris.
If he can keep this Cambridge team up, that is
very, very good.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. He's a local lad to me as well. So
but it's been a bit of a change because we've kept saying every episode that Peterborough, it's surprising how low they are. And whilst they're still low, they're now 17th. So they've rescued themselves a bit.
Yeah, they won it the week. Did you see the Peterborough game? There was a red card after like 10 seconds.
10 seconds, yeah.
John Marquis got sent off for
Shrewsbury, wasn't it?
Shrewsbury, yeah, who are now bottom of the league.
I mean, just to quote Roy Keane, sometimes you just got to smash into someone, make yourself feel better.
Yeah, but it's like
especially when you're bottom of the league.
Exactly.
For me, it's I don't know if you've seen the
Didn't
challenge.
he elbow someone in the face?
Yeah, but it's not like a
fair play.
It's not like that.
I've not actually seen it.
I don't even think he's meant it in a way. He's just his arms just kind of gone.
But the 3 teams now are Northampton, Exeter, and Bristol Rovers. Those are the 3 teams, and you've got Burton and Cambridge and Crawley are kind of all pushing. Burton are only 3 points off of Bristol and 4 points off of Exeter.
Yeah, but Bristol Rovers have a game in hand.
Yeah, they do. But the one thing I would say is with Exeter, I think they've been on a very bad run. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
How they did not win last night was beyond me. Reading apparently should have conceded about 3 or 4 goals.
They've got 1 win in about 10 games, and that was against Cambridge, which obviously you got to win the teams against games, the games against the relegation teams. But 1 win in 10, they're in a very bad run. Bristol Rovers are on a similarly bad run, but they've picked up more points.
Exeter also have 2 games in hand, so
but if they're not winning, it doesn't matter how many games they have in hand.
Yeah. I just don't reckon the bottom 4 changes.
You don't think?
I reckon Crawley go down.
Exeter have a massive game against Shrewsbury on Saturday. If they win that, they'll obviously be rescued a bit. But
I just reckon that all them 4 go down.
I think Burton could rescue themselves. They're only 3 points off, and they've been on a very good run. I think. Yeah, they've got in their last 5, they've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 2.
They've lost, yeah.
And look at this run. They've got in the last 10, they've only lost 2. So they're on a very good run.
Yeah,
they could definitely make a case.
And
for
plus they beat Stevenage. And
your hate for these clubs.
Yeah, Stevenage and Crawley can't
what clubs
stand.
do you like?
He sports Southend.
Yeah, pick up Southend. No, it's just.
Is that why you don't like the inner London clubs then? Because it's not even Derby though.
No. It's close by. I'm just not really a big fan of them, to be fair.
Do you like Colchester?
No. That was stupid.
I don't like Colchester.
A stupid question.
That's their biggest rival.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Dumb question. No, I just hope Crawley go down. That's what I hope.
Although Colchester are better than you. There is a division between you,
Yeah, but but we're going up. We're going up this year. So
speaking of divisions,
Blues.
Should we go to League 2? And we'll start with Colchester. They're in 10th in League 2. Where is Southend in the National League?
10th, I think.
So you are 24 positions below.
Yeah, but if we play Colchester, I reckon we'd turn them over.
You think?
I reckon we'd turn them over.
I think they've got Lyle Taylor.
I think they've got quite a good squad.
Yeah, I know they've got
Lyle Taylor's a guy.
Yeah, but Southend have got Macaulay Bomb, Charlie Kendall. I'll keep going.
Right. Well, with this table, all I would the first thing I'd like to point out is, do you remember how many points Walsall were clear?
No.
do you remember around? It was about 9 points.
Yeah.
That gap is now 2 points to Bradford.
They had that game that they bottled completely.
They haven't won in their last 3.
I see. Walsall drew to Carlisle in their last game, which is obviously a very poor result considering they're 24th. They lost to Swindon, who were down there as well. Yeah. And then they drew to Cheltenham with goals in the 91st and 94th minute from Cheltenham. They absolutely bottled it.
That is. I mean, we said they were clear a few weeks ago. I mean, we said the same about Port Vale at the start of the season. Yeah. And they dropped off, and now it's Walsall's turn.
It's been a league of teams getting to the top and then absolutely collapsing. Port Vale are now 6th.
Can I just say though, Bradford City. I'm only saying this because I've got a mate who supports Bradford. But wow, they are on some run. They are doing so well.
Hang on a minute. So in about their last, I would say about their last 15 in the league, they're unbeaten. Maybe in the last 20 in the league, they've lost one game.
One of those games was against Walsall, and they won.
And they played Wimbledon, which is a game they lost.
Well, I mean, Bradford have only lost 2 games, one being Birmingham and one being Wimbledon.
Birmingham was in the cup as well.
Yeah, Birmingham was in the cup.
So one league game.
And that was late. That was late on as well.
Yeah.
They're just doing so well, and they're a club that deserve to be higher than League Two. They're a big club. They've got a huge ground for League Two. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I remember them in their cup final against Swansea a few years ago.
Yeah, but they lost.
I mean, that was a weird cup final, Bradford and Swansea. But
currently Doncaster occupy the 3rd slot, but Notts County do have a game in hand, and if they win it, they will go ahead on goal difference.
Did they end up losing last night?
I don't think they did. I think County won last night. No, they lost to Barrow. Sorry. They lost to Barrow, you're right.
Barrow haven't won in ages as well.
Keane Spence scored.
They've got Wimbledon on the weekend. I've seen a lot of stuff from Wimbledon. They're on a very poor run. They're a team that's stagnating. Wimbledon. I think in the last 4 games, they've got 3 points, but apparently they've all been quite lucky points. They got 2 points from the last 4 games. And they lost to Bromley and Morecambe, 2 teams that you definitely would expect them to beat, especially being in 5th place.
Thing is, this is a point in the season you can't slow down.
No, you have to.
You've got to be on form at this stage of the season. It's so important because you lose a game and like a team below you win or teams above you, it's a 6 point.
Yeah, because it is all so close. I mean, you go from Notts County on 58 points to Crewe on 55, and that makes up the whole playoffs. And then you've got Grimsby on 53, Bromley on 51, and Colchester on 49. But I mean,
can Morecambe rescue themselves? They're 1 point. They're 1 point off of safety now. Tranmere are 1 point ahead of them. And Tranmere are on a very bad run.
Morecambe and Carlisle both go down.
Yeah.
Tranmere have got.
I feel like in all the leagues in England, the
relegation.
Tranmere haven't won since the 4th of January, and that was against Carlisle. And the game before that was the 14th of December. That was the last time they won a game. And Morecambe, I think, are on quite a good run.
Thing is, though,
they've won 2 in 5, one of which was against was against Wimbledon, who are a very good team.
Well, Morecambe have got a really good striker in Marcus Dackers. The guy's like 6
So why can't they rescue themselves?
Thing is, Morecambe, they always find a way of staying up in League Two.
Could Tranmere be that second team that goes down? I think they definitely could be because they're on a bad run. They've not won.
Who are their next run of games?
Since January. They now have at home they've got Bromley. Then they go to Bradford away, who are second. Fleetwood away, who are doing well, and then Cheltenham at home.
They've got Carlisle at home. Morecambe to come up.
Ooh.
That game is an absolutely massive game.
Maybe Morecambe could stay up there.
But it's a must-win for both teams because if Carlisle win it, they will also rescue themselves because they'll be out on goal difference.
Yeah. Oh, it's tight.
So I mean, it's not a done deal.
I mean, not a done deal. I mean, I'd like to see Morecambe go down so we can have the Shrimp Derby.
Shrimp Derby, that's brilliant.
I thought you were coming up.
Yeah, but we are coming up.
Then why do you want them to go down to have the Shrimp Derby if you're going up?
In the cup. Saved ourselves.
Well, on that note, I think that is everything, isn't it? Yeah, right. Well, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Check out all our socials on Instagram and TikTok, and we will see you in the next episode.